A couple weeks ago was the 62nd Japan International Boat Show, which is the largest boat show in Japan. Truth be told, Luanna and I had no intention of going. We didn't even know that the show was happening. But we got an invitation from our local Aston Martin dealership and it piqued our curiosity. It turns out there'd be more than just boats at the event, and Aston Martin Yokohama would have a couple cars on display, so we decided to check it out. The event was actually taking place at two separate venues. The inside venue was at Pacifico Yokohama, a large convention center in Minato Mirai, and the outside venue was at Yokohama Bay Marina. We only had time to go to one, so we went to Pacifico Yokohama since that's where the cars would be, and it'd be nice to have some shelter from the rain. We got there by taking the JR Keihin Tohoku line to Sakuragicho Station. Now keep in mind the name of this line changes to the Negashi line from Yokohama Station onwards. If you want an incredible view of Yokohama, Yokohama Landmark Tower is on the way and has an observation deck called the Sky Garden on its 69th floor. Fun fact, the elevators to access the Sky Garden were the fastest in the world when the Landmark Tower was built, and even feature a speedometer inside of them so you can see how fast you're going. The weather was terrible and super cloudy that day, so we didn't bother stopping for the view. We did have lunch nearby though. Pacifico Yokohama is located next to the Intercontinental Hotel in Minato Mirai. It's about a 12-minute walk from Sakuragicho Station. The convention center consists of several halls, but they all open up into one massive space. The entire place was full of boats, personal watercraft, product vendors, and even motorcycles, cars, and RVs. Just about every type of watercraft that could be put into the convention center was on display. Small submersible diving aids, inflatable lounges, specialized fishing boats, and vessels with cabins large enough to house several people.
Start it up!
Baby, it's your size boat.
This is lit.
even boats small enough that a license isn't required to pilot them, and those seem to be a hit with the kids. Along with the boats were parts and accessories for them, like renovation materials and complete motors. In addition to the products for the boats themselves, were lots of vendors with clothing and other aquatic lifestyle accessories. But of course, we were mainly there for the cars, and the first one we saw really kicked things off nicely. This 911 Targa was built by Rennsport and brought to Japan by Bespoke Automotive. The updates are mostly subtle, but well thought out and meaningful. The most obvious sign it's been done over is in the engine bay. Another classic car that didn't look too modified based on its exterior was a Mercedes 280 SEL. The changes were all too obvious when you looked under the hood, though. Bentley was showcasing its Pikes Peak Edition Continental GT. Only 15 of these cars were made, and this is the only one in Japan. An Aventador matching the Bentley's black and acid green color scheme sat beside it. The Nicole Group had a Rolls-Royce Phantom and Ferrari 296 GTS. The two cars flanked a display of Louis XIII. Unfortunately, the cognac was only there to smell and look at, but not to drink. Aston Martin Yokohama had a DBX 707 and an F1 Edition Vantage in their booth. The semi-matte satin exterior of the Vantage was like a modern take on a classic paint color. It's different, but it worked pretty well. Next to it was Maserati, which had an MC20 and a Levante on display. This was our second time seeing an MC20, the first being at Tokyo Auto Salon back in January. I haven't seen one in the wild yet, but I hope to do so soon because it's a wonderful design. Lotus was there with an Amira. The brown leather interior suited the dark green paint perfectly. McLaren had an Artura that looked like it was painted with highlighter juice, and a stylistically opposite red on tan GT. We had seen some really cool camper cars at Tokyo Auto Salon, but the ones at the boat show gave them a run for their money. How about a Toyota pickup truck that had been converted into a sleeper cabin with a shower in the back?
What do you think?
ファッションアイテムの販売コーナーもあります。
Oh my
その前
god.
にはジグとかロッドの展示、ルアーの販売、レインウェアの仕立てからの販売。
The little D.
Although Luanna and I went to check out the cars, it was still a lot of fun to see all the boats and everything else. Even though we aren't boat owners or plan to buy one, we might return next year just to see it all again.